Let's talk about a fundamental shift that's happening right now in how we all work with AI. We're moving away from tools that are just assistants and towards something way more powerful, proactive agents. And this is going to change everything about our workflow.
So, let me ask you a question. Think about your day-to-day. Are you constantly prompting, checking, and basically babysitting your AI assistants? Are you managing them, or are they kind of managing you?
Okay, now just imagine, what if your AI could anticipate what you need? What if it could just take care of all those tedious background tasks automatically? Like you wish someone would just do the dishes without being asked? This one simple idea is actually at the heart of a massive leap forward.
To really get why this is so important, we have to talk about something called mental load. And Kath from Google Labs told this great story. See, her dishwasher broke, and her husband said, "Don't worry, I'll handle the dishes." But every single night, she'd find herself having to remind him.
So even though she wasn't the one physically washing the dishes, she was still tracking the task, following up, making sure it actually got done. That's the mental load. And honestly, that's exactly where we are with most of our AI agents today, especially the ones that run in the background. We tell them to do something, but we're still the ones carrying that cognitive burden of making sure it happens.
Now, what's so interesting here is that this whole situation reveals a huge fundamental mismatch between us and AI. We humans are serial processors. We think we can multitask, but really we're just switching between tasks really, really fast. AI agents, on the other hand, can be truly parallel. The problem is, when we have to stop what we're doing to wait on an agent, we create these attention gaps, and all our momentum just fizzles out.
And look, this isn't just a feeling. It is backed by hard science. All that constant switching, from your code to the agent's terminal and back again, can cost you up to 40% of your productive time. 40%. That is almost half your day just gone, wasted on reloading context in your brain.
A 40% productivity tax? That's just not sustainable. So the solution, the crucial point is this. We have to flip the model. Instead of us developers babysitting our agents, we need agents that act like real collaborators. Agents that are proactive, not just reactive.
So how do you build a system like this? Well, it takes 4 essential ingredients. First, observation. The agent has to understand your entire project all the time. Second, personalization. It needs to learn your unique style. Third, timeliness, and this one is critical. If it jumps in too soon, it's an annoying interruption. Too late, and it's a missed opportunity. And finally, seamlessness. It has to work inside the tools you already love, not make you switch to yet another app.
This whole concept might sound like science fiction, but it's really not. Proactive systems are everywhere. Just think about a Google Nest thermostat. You set it once, and it just learns your habits. You never have to think about it again. Or heck, think about your own body. It raises your heart rate before a run, even before you consciously decide to sprint. Proactivity is actually surprisingly human.
Okay, so how does this whole thing evolve? We can actually think about it in 3 distinct levels, kind of like leveling up from a simple assistant to a true, deeply integrated collaborator. At level 1, the agent is like an attentive sous chef. While you're focused on the main dish, your big coding task, it's in the background, cleaning the kitchen. It's fixing missing tests, getting rid of unused dependencies, flagging unsafe patterns. If you're a junior dev, this is like having a silent code review partner, 24/7, just keeping your workspace clean. Now, at level 2, the agent gets a promotion. It becomes the kitchen manager. It's not just cleaning up anymore. Now it's contextually aware of the entire project. It knows your role. Are you a back-end dev who needs a hand with React? It knows. For a team lead, this is a game changer. It means the agent is helping everyone stay aligned without you having to call a million meetings.
And this is where it gets really exciting. Level 3 is the aligned collaborator. At this point, you could have multiple agents forming a kind of collective intelligence. They don't just understand context, they understand consequence, like how a code change might impact the user experience. They can propose system-wide improvements, with you, the human, always in the loop to guide them. It's not about autonomy anymore, it's all about alignment.
So this all sounds great in theory, right? But what does it actually look like in practice? Let's take a peek at a real-world project from Google Labs that's building this vision right now. It's called Jules.
The team is adding a ton of amazing capabilities to make Jules proactive. It has its own memory, so it can build up knowledge about your project. It has a critic agent that acts as a quality check. It can even verify its own work by taking screenshots. There's a to-do bot that literally hunts through your code for tasks you left for later and just starts working on them. It's incredible.
So when you turn on proactivity in Jules, first it indexes your whole code base. Then, and here's the magic, instead of waiting for you to tell it what to do, it comes back with a list of things it thinks should be done. And it even gives you a confidence score for each one. All you have to do is say yes, which completely removes the mental load of even thinking up the prompt.
So what is the real goal here? What's the point of all this? It's about completely changing the developer experience. It's about moving from a world of constant friction to one of true creative freedom.
Kath Korevec told another great story about this time. She was building a 6-foot-tall animatronic head for Halloween. All she wanted to do was focus on the fun stuff, right? Like designing these creative LED animations, maybe have lasers shoot out of its eyes.
But what happened instead? She spent most of her time just wrestling with bugs, swapping out libraries, debugging firmware, all the tedious stuff. That gap, that huge space between the creative vision in her head and the frustrating reality of fighting with her tools, that is exactly what proactive agents are designed to close. They handle the grunt work so you can stay in that creative flow.
And this all brings us to a challenge for every single one of us building with AI today. We can't just take a new tool and slap it onto our old way of doing things. We have to be brave enough to question the fundamental ways we've been building software for years.
Seriously, think about it. The patterns we rely on every day, Git, IDEs, even the very idea of writing code line by line, all of that could be completely different in 6 months, maybe a year. The future is coming at us incredibly fast, but the most exciting part, we are the ones who get to build it. So the only question left is, are we ready?